Sampling. It is both a gift and a curse. It's helped producers create some of the greatest beats of all time, but it's also created some of the worst beat problems ever too. So many amazing, absurdly good beats have been destroyed thanks to sampling. So today we'll go over what some of those beats are, exactly what problems were created because of the samples, and for fun we'll even break down how these beats were made. Let's start by looking at the first song that was destroyed due to sampling. Even though fans have been begging for this song forever, you can no longer officially find it anywhere, and it's all thanks to the sample. The song I'm talking about is Grown Ass Kid by Chance the Rapper.
You just a grown ass kid. Who the fuck do you think you is? The sun is only...
So let's break down how this beat was made by Nascent and Cam Obi and how the sample created so many problems for this song. First we have this minimal open drum pattern here. Same thing with this bass line. The pattern creates a lot of openness, and throughout the beat we have instruments coming in and out. So this is how the main melodic idea sounds. And now for the sample that was used in this beat. Now there's something interesting that I want to point out here with this sample. I don't believe this song was directly used in the beat. Instead, I believe this is an interpolation, meaning the producers recreated what's in the sample. Here's how the vocals sound from the beat. And when I isolate those vocals from the actual sample, even when using a stem splitting tool which wasn't available when this beat was made, you can hear it sounds slightly different. So this is what leads me to believe that the producers created their own version of these vocals for this beat. So you may ask, why did this cause a sample clearance problem? Well, you can see Chance himself confirming that this was indeed a sample clearance issue. And this is an important lesson. Even if you replay a sample, like I believe what happened here, you can still run into legal issues. Here's kind of how it works. There are two rights for every song. There are the rights to the actual physical recording, but there's also rights for the songwriting, the idea of the song. And you must clear both of these whenever you want to use a sample. Think of it like the time you wanted to ask Becky to the prom. Sure, when you asked her dad, he gave you his permission. He thinks you're a polite young boy, but his permission's not enough. You still need Becky's. And the problem is, Becky thinks you're a borderline incel since you stay in your room all day and you make beats. That's what sample clearance can be like. So this is one time fans have missed out due to sample clearance issues. At this point, the only version of this song left is this strange ukulele version on YouTube.
Lazy male, complaining about how in high school he could, but his ACL. Hey, be club. Then my daddy high. You just an uncle from ATL.
The next one up on this list is a classic song, but I actually realized while researching this video that I hadn't heard the original beat for this song until now. What I'm talking about is Ready to Die by Notorious B.I.G.
As I grab the Glock, put it to your headpiece, one in the chamber, the safety is off.
Great beat here by Easy Mo B, but this is actually not the original beat to this song. This here is.
As I grab the Glock, put it to your headpiece, one in the chamber, the safety is off, release straight at your dome, homes, I wanna see cabbage.
And what's interesting about this case is that both versions actually are built near identically. First we have this Willie Hutch sample here. And this gets used as the foundational layer of both beats. From here we have some great sounding drums and a bass line. So both versions of this beat use these similar components, albeit the tempo and the drum treatment are slightly different. But here is where the beats diverge. It's this added layer of guitars on top. Originally, an entirely different sample was used to create this guitar melody. And from what it seems like, these guitars are just not able to get cleared. So at this point, Easy Mo B switches them out for this other guitar sample and creates a brand new melody on top of this beat. And honestly, I'm kind of glad. I actually prefer this version of the beat. But here is the ironic part. This beat still resulted in legal issues for Bad Boy Records years later. This song had to be changed more than 10 years later, so even the version that we hear today is actually different from the remake of the original. Honestly though, what a headache. I'm just glad all this was settled, and this is probably the last time we're gonna have to see Diddy get dragged into court. Oh wait. On to the next beat. This one is an extra peculiar story since it wasn't the beat but the lyrics that were the cause of the sample clearance issues. The beat I'm talking about is The Red, produced by J Dilla.
Your niggas like, what the fuck is this? Damn, look at this, what kind of luck is this? Mad Lib and Dilla's the illest, my nigga.
Now the version that you just heard was supposed to be the original. It uses this sample here. And that vocal in the sample gets looped underneath some great sounding drums, bass, and keys. And everything was looking and sounding good, but right before the release of the album, Chris Williamson rejected the clearance of this sample. And allegedly it was because she felt the lyrics were misogynistic. It had nothing to do with the sample usage itself. The interesting part is that she was still fine with the instrumental being released though, which is why you can still hear the song today. But for the actual album, at the last second, Dilla had to switch his beat out for this different one, which uses this sample here. And unlike the Notorious B.I.G. example, this beat feels much different than the original. Now there is one more example of a sample ruining a great song. In fact, it ruined one of Kendrick Lamar's greatest songs in my opinion. I actually did a full video on it, which you can find right beside me here. Go ahead and click it if you haven't seen it already. Otherwise, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.